Hi, you guys. Welcome back to Meaningful Motivations with Tracy Erickson. And of course, if you are new to this channel, welcome. My name is Tracy Erickson, and this is going to be a general tarot reading for anyone out there who is, who's been thinking about a situation that has to do with yourself as well as someone else. So, if there's a particular person who's been weighing heavy on your mind for one reason or another, then this could be your tarot reading. So, of course, since it's a general tarot reading, you should only take whatever parts of this reading that resonate with you. And you're going to know if it resonates by how it makes you feel. You're going to feel the truth in the reading, okay? And we'll get a little advice at the end using the Queen of the Moon Oracle. All right. So card number 1 over here. This card has to do with basically the present moment right now with the situation. Okay, so the first card, the present moment, is entrapment. So this is basically someone is using like your heartstrings against you. So if you have someone in your life, a particular person in your life who's been kind of entrapping you using, your own heart against you, that could be what this card is representing. So if you have someone in your life who's been tugging at your heartstrings, maybe making you feel like you shouldn't leave them in one way or another, then this is your tarot reading. All right? So the second card here is going to be the past influence. So let's see what we have. Yeah. All right. So this is probably, if you have someone in your life who is, you feel like you got kind of wrapped up with them regarding finances or even children, because both of these cards have children and money involved, right? So I feel like you're feeling a little bit entrapped at this current time with the particular person who's been heavy on your mind because of how you guys have intermingled your finances mostly, but also because there could be children involved or a child involved in this situation, which obviously makes it a little harder to move past it. Okay. I'm going to just go ahead and move straight on to card number 3. Card number 3 is the subconscious influences on the situation. And this is the roller coaster, highest high, adrenaline rush. So basically, some of the subconscious influence that's taking place in this connection between you and this other person has to do with like that emotional roller coaster. So I feel like when things are good, they're good, but when they're bad, they're bad. So it's like, as far as a relationship or friendship is concerned, this can go up to the heights and down to the lows, right? So definitely like a roller coaster of emotions taking place that has subconsciously been influencing this particular point, that the situation that is taking place between you guys. So whatever that may be, this roller coaster may be representing for you. It's like that is what has subconsciously been influencing the connection. So yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the 4th card. This is going to be the secret desires and wishes. All right. So I do feel like in a certain way that I think some of you in this connection, you felt like it was just taking a risk in the first place, right? I think that part of you really thinks like or wants to go out, have a good time, that the nightlife card is really telling me that someone feels really bogged down in the current situation. Like they aren't allowed to go out and have a good time, to let loose a little bit. So I think secretly it's like this desire to really let loose, to stop worrying about things and to actually just have a good time, right? Let's see what card 5 is. This is the hidden forces. The hidden forces card is the come together card. That one says reconciliation, spiritual union, and soul contract. So with that being in the hidden forces, I almost feel like this friendship or relationship was formed based on some kind of mutual lesson that had to be learned between the two of you. And part of me is thinking it has to do with the way you love, right? So it's probably okay, so this is about the hidden forces, right? Soul contract and stuff. Spiritual union. So what I'm literally getting from the energy of this card in that particular position is that what Spirit is telling me is like you were offered the same lover that you are. So you probably have a past, if this is a love relationship, you may have had a past relationship that didn't work out for a particular situation. Let's say, for instance, you're a very cold-hearted person to them or something, like, hot and cold. Maybe you would get close with someone, but then you'd pull your energy away. Well, what I'm getting here is that this is happening to you now, but, the role has been reversed. So it's like when you want someone to get closer to you, they're pulling their energy away. I just feel like it's a particular lesson that had to be learned, and you guys had to learn it together somehow for some reason, okay? But let's go ahead and move on to the 6th card. So this is the events yet to come. And it's mental prison, confined, locked down. So I do feel like with whatever the situation is, I'm thinking it's a love relationship with that come together card in the hidden forces, but I definitely feel like with this lockdown card in the 6th position of events yet to come, it's like, I feel like it's going to be this sense of replaying the same movie over and over again in your thinking. So I think you're going to start to realize what lesson need to be learned in this soul contract between you two. But it's going to make you feel like maybe you didn't pass the test, like you failed in some way. But only because you're on some kind of mental lockdown, like you're not sharing this with other people. I feel like it's going to be important for you to get yourself out of that mental prison. I think with that in the events yet to come, that you are going to break free from the current mental prison that you're in right now. So when you're feeling confined in like a mental prison, it's because you're not expressing your truth. So there's something you want to share with someone. There's something you want to say, but it just keeps replaying in your head. Okay. But with that being in the 6th card position here, I feel like that with that events yet to come is that you're actually going to learn to express yourself better. You're going to learn to have that warmth in a relationship that you want, because you're going to learn to also give that yourself, right? Instead of thinking that someone else can actually read your thoughts. All right, the 7th card is the surrounding environment card. So this is like outer forces. I mean, we have divine protection, basically, divine intervention taking place. So again, I feel like this whole entrapment into this whole ordeal was like almost divinely orchestrated to teach you a lesson. This is like God saying, the angels saying, you got to go through this pain. This is what you got to do right now. So the surrounding environment is that no matter what takes place, just know that you are fine. Everything's going to be okay. I mean, it says prevented from harm. So it's like, the lesson can get tough, but it's not going to get detrimental. You're going to be prevented from harm by going through this situation that you're going through currently with this person. All right, now this card, the 8th card, is going to represent the influence of others in the situation. So it looks like 1 or 2 of you are like searching online, maybe looking up people from your past, or maybe even like online flirting with people. So, okay. So someone in this connection, if you're still here for this reading, someone in this connection, whether it's you or the other person, is online and possibly making connections with someone, whether they know it or not, But making connections, you're online, searching for records. So this is the influence of others on this situation. So it's like, I feel like you're scattering your attention past this relationship more than you need to, which is adding to this lockdown, the mental prison that you're actually in. If that makes sense. The next card is the spiritual forces. So yeah, you do feel like someone in this connection is like a soulmate of yours. Someone who was destined to be with you. Someone who you were destined to meet. Whether it was a friend or a romantic partner. It's like you have this similar vibration, the similar soul tie that brought you together, right? And it could be that, this is weird, but I'm getting that this soul tie could also have to do with like whatever they're searching for online too. I don't know. Now this 10th card is representing the final outcome here. So technically, I think that in this entire situation, even though it's causing you some, emotional turmoil, mental turmoil, it's making you feel trapped in certain ways, and you're even seeking something different. But in the end, it's like right now, I think you're just, the current final outcome is that I think it's almost like you guys choose to keep going because of this surviving the daily hustle, right? So it's like you guys are both just grinding to keep your lives afloat or something. So it's almost like you guys, instead of like choosing possibly to move on and stuff, it's almost like you're staying together because it's working out financially. Do you know what I mean? We started with the financially and we ended with financial. So as far as this reading is concerned, I really don't think I need to get the Rider-Waite deck out for any clarity here. So let's just go ahead and go straight to the Queen of the Moon Oracle. I'm just going to shuffle and hopefully we'll get a few cards to come out as kind of a final bit of advice for you if you're still here and this message resonates. So let's get a little advice for you if you're in this situation. Kind of staying in a situation because of, even if you're not emotionally fulfilled, So first card is hunger. I'm going to pull a couple more, so let's keep going. Whoa. Well, look at that. We're going to go ahead and start again with that one. Get some on the floor, too. Hold on. My cards are so eager to help. They're just popping. All right, let's try to get a couple more. Okay. Then we have peace and trust. All right. So I think in general, you should be, not necessarily grinding, but finding your inner peace. I just feel like, I think that with the hunger card next to peace, you guys, look, I think you both want inner peace for yourselves. You're both hungry for it. And you're both aware that it's necessary because that's a full moon card too. So there's full awareness that inner peace is definitely needed, but there's a lack of trust in the self to create it. All right. So the advice here is to learn to nourish what it is you truly need. And what it is that we all really need is just inner peace. That sense of you're going to be okay, I think also that there's also going to be a hunger in this relationship or situation. There's a hunger for trust between each other as well. Because I see this girl in the egg, and then you have the ducks over here, right? So it's almost like you have yourself in this little bubble, and no matter who's around you, you're not letting anyone in. Even though they're not doing anything but supporting you. That's why they're there, right? So do you have yourself in such a bubble that you don't even see the support that surrounds you? Because you're too busy being confined mentally and emotional, really, with that roller coaster card. Yeah, it's going to be about using your will, your own will. So this is going to be about using your own mental structure to bring yourself to the state of peace and trust. Because you're never going to find it only expecting someone else to change, right? Because I'm looking at the man in the mirror. Michael Jackson had something to teach us about back then. You got to start with the man in the mirror. You have to use your own will to create inner peace and trust. You can't expect the other person to do it. And look at that. You also have to use discernment. All right? So instead of looking outside of yourself where you see clouded judgment, it's time to go inward into your own chest and to really understand what you want in your life. What kind of life are you trying to create for yourself? Because as you look outside of yourself, it's nothing but clouds. You know, your vision is clouded. When you go inward, that's where the light is, because that's why she's holding this light. Okay? So, with the word being discernment, it's going to be important for you to use your own thinking and your own judgment to make the proper changes that are necessary to create that inner peace and trust. That hunger card is telling me that you're normally looking outside of yourself, right? And then we have the attraction card. So I just feel like what you become is what you're going to attract, right? With your own will and discernment, you're going to attract those things that you desire or need in your life. So you will attract, not retract. You will attract what you're hungry for. You're hungry for peace and trust. But you can't get that until you've developed it within yourself. Remember when we said up here that like this coming together was like to learn some kind of lesson about how you love? That's kind of what I'm still saying now. So the advice is to take the lesson and to start loving them the way you want to be loved. You can't look outside of yourself for what it is that you have to give. And you can't attract what it is that you want until you've given that too. All right? So in the end, you guys, if you're still watching, just know that everything that you want already exists within yourself. But it's almost like, I feel like you've just been spending so much time looking on the outside and thinking that it's all about this outer hustle and like creating when I just said outer hustle, I heard keeping up with the Joneses. Like, are you really living outside of your means just to impress other people? If that's the case, just stop it. Just dial back a little bit and live within your means. But if it's not about that, then what it is you're taking your outer life and focusing so much on that you're missing the point of the lesson that is laid before you. All right? So it's time to bring yourself inward to know what you want, and then create that from the inside out. All right, you guys, I hope this reading helped you in some way. And if you like this video, be sure to click the like button down below. And of course, if you're a viewer but not yet a subscriber, I'm inviting you now to click subscribe down below. And once you have subscribed, you can turn on the notifications bell if you want to be notified each and every time I upload a new video. Thank you guys so much for watching and spending your time with me. I love you. And I'll see you next time. Bye.